another important part of this webinar, it's a testimony. So I invited a former alumna, so a former student of this master. We were classmates because we attended the master together in 2018. So Giulia Lizzi will give us her testimony. So Giulia, can you Giulia, can you show up? Oh, thank you. Hello, Giulia.
Hi, hello.
Hi. Okay, so I will introduce you. So Giulia is currently in Nairobi and is working for the UNDP in the field of Department of Strategic Partnership and Communications. Okay?
Yes.
So Giulia, thank you so much for being with us today. I'll start by asking you to describe what are you doing at the moment?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you so much, Carlotta, and thank you so much to your colleagues and, of course, to Mr. Palano, the director of the master. I'm currently in Nairobi, as you said. I'm working for UNDP Kenya. I joined UNDP Kenya about a year ago, maybe more than a year, actually, and then due to COVID, I only came here end of September last year. So as you said, I'm working with the country office. I was selected for the Italian fellowship program. I don't know if everybody knows about it. It's actually a program run by the Italian government together with UNDESA, New York, and the department in Rome. So a bunch of Italian candidates are selected to work for either the UN or the Italian Agency for Development Cooperation, which is AICS. I was picked by UNDP Kenya. Here I'm working, as you said, in the unit of strategic partnerships and communications. Basically, what I do, it's a lot of things. I'm working in partnerships, in communications, and in front office. So just to make a long story short, I make sure the resident representative of UNDP Kenya and its deputies, so program and operations, I ensure they meet the right stakeholders at the same time. So I'm basically doing international relations at UNDP Kenya. I'll be working here till July, actually, so I have only a few weeks left. And then probably I'm going to stay here as a consultant.
Okay, great. Fantastic, Giulia. So tell us about your master experience. So how was it personally?
So, well, that's a good question. And I could actually talk for hours. So I'll try to be short and pragmatic, and I'll try to say smart things that can be helpful for those who want to start the master. My experience was very positive overall. I'm glad I actually followed the presentation that you just went through, because I was about to say some of the things that you already said. So that means that everything is super true. And I can guarantee my experience was positive, both in terms of professional experience and personal experience. Of course, the place that I'm working in right now currently is very much connected to my experience in Azeri, because after, I approached the world of sustainability and the SDGs during the master. I remember we had a course, I don't know if it's going to be taught this year as well, I hope so. We had a course or a seminar in sustainability. So over the role the private sector plays in achieving the Sustainable Development Goal. I was very fascinated by the course and the teacher, and she worked for UNDP. so life. So I actually asked her to be my professor for my final thesis. And while working on the thesis, I applied for an internship at Fondazione Enrico Mattei, which is the one that I also saw in the PowerPoint presentation. So I'm one of the people that actually joined the foundation in Milan. And over there, I ended up working for 3 years as a researcher in a program called 2030 Agenda. So from there, I actually moved directly to UNDP Kenya. So how can I explain my experience in Azeri? Well, first of all, it shaped my professional career, because I wouldn't be working for UNDP right now if I didn't follow the master in Azeri, that's for sure. And the second thing, it really shaped my mindset, because as you said, it's a really international environment, which is very hard to be found in Italy, I think. So that's for sure the added value of the master.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Giulia. So how about the skills that you learn thanks to the masters? If you could say just, I've learned particularly this in terms of skills, soft skills and art skills.
Well, that's another hard question. Definitely soft skills. I was not used to the kind of teaching that is typical of the master, because it's really an international approach. In Italy, I did my bachelor in Trieste. And I actually enrolled to a second master's degree after the master. So I had 2 Italian experiences and 1 international, which is the Azeri master I followed in international relations. The first one is for sure the mindset, as I said before, because you are pushed to do your best all the time. In the healthiest environment. So it's really, you need to meet tight deadlines, because that's true. You have 6 months to follow the classes, to prepare your exams. Things overlap most of the times. By the end of May or June, you need to start thinking about your thesis and your internship and your future job also. So it's really like everything comes at the same time, and you might feel overwhelmed sometimes. The good thing is the healthy environment. You have professors that are willing to support you, willing to help you. You have a really nice group of people surrounding you, because having only 25 classmates is really, I think it's a good thing, because there's a good balance between sharing of experiences and of backgrounds and actually working together. So team bonding and team building. So definitely this international approach is something that there was a takeaway for me from the master. Practical capabilities, so many. As you said before, starting from the ability to draft a 10-page paper within 2 weeks, which makes sense, and it's not, I mean, it's a good quality job. And then at the same time preparing maybe a 3-minute pitch to present in front of your colleagues, or maybe just getting to learn how to write a good CV and a good cover letter, which is usually A, underestimated, and B, taken for granted, but nobody really teaches you how to do it. And I've learned it during the master. Other than that, I think what I've learned is confrontation continuous confrontation and debate with my professors, with my colleagues, with my friends, at home, in the class, outside the class. So really, teamwork, working together, spending time together, studying deeply everything we touched, maybe sometimes superficially at class due to, of course, time constraints. So for me, it was very positive, and many things that I've learned and that have helped me in my career so far.
Okay. Any fun memories that you would like to share?
Fun memories. Well, a lot of aperitivi with my friends, classmates, for sure. And that's the good thing about Milan, because Milan is really a stimulating environment itself. So it's a lot of fun. Really, you need to learn how to say no, like how to say no. I need to study. I need to finish this paper. I need to finish this presentation, because there are always so many things to do and so many fun occasions to bond. A fun memory was, now that I think about it, was when it was March, I think, and it was snowing. So I remember very unusual snowing in Milan in mid-March. And we just stopped, the teacher just like stopped the class, and we all went outside taking pictures and playing, and it was very fun, very nice moment. As I said before, it was a really healthy environment that was kept throughout the master, indeed.
Great. So good to also reminding myself this episode.
Yeah. Or also when they got for all the women, all the boys in the class, they got us mimose, flowers, for the International Women's Day. It was very nice also. Just so many things that would make me smile just thinking about them right now.
Yes, and that's also the plus of having small classes, actually, that you spend a lot of time together. You create really a small family. That's true. So to conclude, just couple of questions. So what would you say that is the best legacy that the master left for you?
So a legacy, I think the first one, I think the master was kind of a microcosmos, like a small environment that was really the mirror of what's happening in reality, in real world, in real working environments. So I think the legacy was really the tool to transition from university and work. So from the traditionally Italian university, in which you have ridiculous amounts of manuals and books to study to take your exam, and work in which you need to be flexible, you need to be able to respond quickly, timely to every need your organization faces. Day after day, really the flexibility, the ability to adapt, that's for sure a legacy. On the other side, I couldn't tell one single thing, but I think a legacy is something that you keep in your heart. And whenever I think about the master, and whenever I talk about it, or I mention some of the moments I've spent during the master, I always remember it with a smile. I think that's the best legacy I could mention.
Wonderful. Okay, so one last thing. So we have potential applicants here and already somebody who's enrolled. So what advice would you give to somebody who's considering applying to this master?
So, well, I would love to tell everybody, apply, don't think about it. It's amazing. It's You're not going to be disappointed by it. I don't feel like I can do it. I'm not in a good position. I mean, nobody is really. What I can tell everybody in the room, even though I don't see them right now, what I can tell them, my advice could be talk to people that studied, that were enrolled in the master before you. Ask them questions. Read the brochures and all the information. There's plenty of information about the master. I'm sure the website has tons of things you can read, you can go through. Everybody can speak to me. I'm sure I can share my contacts afterwards, or with you, Carlotta, or with anybody really. So just make sure the master is very valuable. Make sure it fits not your expectation, but your desires. So make sure you know what you want to study and what you want to do in your future, and really ensure the master will be able to give you those things. As you said, Carlotta, it's very time consuming, energy consuming, and it's also an investment in terms of money. So there are scholarships, there are incentives. Nobody's gonna guarantee your energy and your time. Will really be an investment. So just make sure it fits your desires. Also, something else that I will tell everybody is that the master is not an employment office. So, for example, myself, I found my my internship by myself. It was just a case. I know many people who were really supported by the team, the coordinators, the assistants, and everything. So it really works. It's a tool that works. Myself, I found my internship by myself with the support, of course, of the master, but please don't think that somebody else will do the job for you. Because maybe you will be lucky in finding an internship with the help of the master, but that's not going to last long. I mean, in real life, you really need to be proactive, and you really need to take some time thinking what you really want and how you can get it. Last thing I can tell everybody is just to have fun. Time flies. The master is very short. It's very fun indeed, but it's very short. You will end up, in June, and everybody's gonna just leave and find opportunities abroad, or maybe not, but still it's not gonna be the same. So make sure you really are, as my bosses used to tell me at UNDP, make sure you are all there. Like, just focus on what you're doing and do it the best way you can.
Thank you very much, Giulia. This was a very inspiring testimony, let me say so. So thank you very much, Giulia. I agree with everything you just said. So it was a pleasure for me to meet you once more. And I wish you sincerely good luck with your brilliant career. And I will share your contact. So since you mention it, for everybody who will want to contact Giulia for more information, if you allow me, I'll share your contact.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. So